Welcome back to BVarsityLive, everybody. Zach Ewing and Trevor Horn with you in the TBC Media Studios, downtown Bakersfield, chatting with the Independence High School baseball team here as we continue on. It's Tyler Smith, Kevin Larson, and Coach Chad Shelton. And we were talking before the break about sort of the SYL race, what's ahead for you guys with Valley, that sort of thing. How about just game by game, what's improving in this team? Tyler, you mentioned coming back from Vegas, you thought things would click. Why then?
What do you mean, why then?
Why did you say coming back from Vegas you knew things would click? Was there a chemistry to do it?
Spending 4 days in a room with, I was with Larson, and I don't know, you just click. And
he said with reservation. I was with Larson. What? Okay, what happened? Tell me a story you can tell me on the air that you wouldn't mind telling your mom and dad that happened in Vegas. That's a hard question, I know. I
remember I fell out the bowling alley and I slid down the.
Slid down the alley?
Yep.
Halfway. So you got all oily.
Coach, is this the first time you're hearing of this?
I never heard that story.
Okay. It was really funny to watch.
What casino is this? In New Orleans?
New Orleans, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So. How does that happen?
Just being kids.
The holes in the balls too small, or you got your hand stuck? Or
I might have got dared.
Okay. This isn't Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, man.
See, Tyler, that's second base down there. Go. Okay. All right. That's a pretty good story. I like that. Now I want one from you, though.
All right. Monday morning, we had a game at 7:30 a.m.
Oh, I heard about that. That's brutal.
Wake-up calls were at 5. And me and the other guy me and Tyler were rooming with, we got up okay. We was a little tired, but Tyler did not want to get up. We were just nudging him, hitting him softly. I don't think he even got up. We left at 6:30, I think.
Yeah.
I think Tyler got out of bed at 6:10.
Did he pitch that day?
Yeah.
He threw that game. He threw really well, too.
We have our secret. We need to
let him sleep, man.
He threw a one-hitter with 13 strikeouts.
Wow. How do you, now, as a 21-year-old member of the traveling party, Chad, how do you deal with a 7:30 a.m. game in Vegas? You said to pretend you're not in Vegas?
Oh, yeah. It's a stressful time just with these guys.
Chad,
bet checks and...
Listen, man, we know J-Rob. We know your brother. Stop fooling with us, man. Come on.
I'm nothing like them.
Okay.
All right. We believe you. We believe you. But you do, I mean, yeah, you got it. That is kind of stressful. I could hear you on that.
No, it's a fun tournament, and every year I'm pretty strict about things because I don't want these guys to mess up for the next couple of years because I want these guys to have a good time, and we go play some baseball. Like Tyler said, it's a good team bonding thing, but it is stressful.
That was the site of CSUB's triumph too a couple weeks before that, right? It was at the Orleans, yeah. Right there, they won the WAC tournament. So that's been sort of the location. Now, you guys get back, and did things like you said, Tyler? Is the chemistry that much better? Can you notice that sort of thing, or is it sort of quieter?
You can definitely notice it, and when people are cheering in the dugout when you get a hit, there's nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Definitely. You noticed it, Chad?
We seem a lot more focused. Okay, we came back and we know, since spring break was so early, all of league is after, the Vegas tournament. So they know they're pretty motivated. They know that we have an opportunity, and I've noticed in practice and definitely in games our focus is a whole lot better.
We'll hone in for a couple of minutes on tomorrow's game against Ridgeview. Trevor was asking you during the break. Independence and Ridgeview, both relatively new schools, especially in Independence's case in Bakersfield, but they have very quickly developed a rivalry in many sports. Is that something you guys notice? Obviously, you play basketball, Kevin, and that was a big-time game this year for you guys, and it has been the last couple of years. The football teams have that rivalry. They played a great semifinal game a few years back. Do you sort of get up for those Ridgeview games no matter what sport it is?
Definitely. For me, playing both sports, it's both those games in league against Ridgeview. It's the game. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to see Independence versus Ridgeview. And, I definitely carry that over to baseball. I like guys on the Ridgeview team, but I don't like Ridgeview. So
you love to hate them, in other words. Yeah. Chad, baseball's not the sport where you want to be amped up all the time, though. How do you deal with that? Every game counts, obviously, a 15-game league season. It's
right.
Huge, but
you try and say, whether you're winning or losing, you stay, calm, playing the same level. But there's games you get up a little bit more, and that's one of them. Our guys know those guys, and 2 times we played them last year. It's a fun atmosphere, but you try and keep them level-headed, but it's tough to do.
I can't imagine. I can't even imagine. Tyler, were you going to say something? Did I interrupt you earlier?
No.
Okay. I thought you were about to chime in about Ridgeview there, but from your perspective, I mean, now that you've been up in Fresno, back in Bakersfield, back and forth a little bit, what is that like for you? You know some of those guys too, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of good friends, but it's definitely a pleasure to play those guys. It's definitely a war.
It's a pleasure when you beat them, anyway.
Oh yeah.
You got to get them after basketball season, right?
Yeah.
You played pretty well against them the second time you played them, but
Kevin, why don't we go ahead and jump into it? We got about 5 minutes left with these guys. Kevin, for you, obviously, your basketball game. I think I've told you this before in person, where I think the transition for you on the basketball court from your sophomore to junior year was a complete 180. You found yourself there in the paint, and you had that 1-2 move where you kind of almost high arc with your right hand. How much fun is it to be a high-end player both on the basketball court and now pitching?
It's a lot of fun. Because I feel like I'm getting to that point where like people like seeing me play, and people will like make trips like to see me play, and it's a really great feeling. But I think I can be better. I just got to keep working.
have you started to, in your mind, decide which one you want to pursue a college scholarship in? Or is it? Are you going to wait and see what opportunities come? I mean, where are you at with that process?
All my life, I've been baseball first, but as he was saying, as I kind of came into my own this year in basketball as well, decisions is going to be difficult, but it's mostly about it's whatever I feel like. It's whatever I feel is right as it gets closer and closer.
Yeah, decision time is coming here before too long. Another year tops, right? It's about what you've got, so... Not to put any pressure on you.
Chad, do you and Stan Davis ever sit there and go, it's a pleasure just being able to have a guy like that?
Actually, Kevin doesn't know this, but when he was a freshman, we had a conversation about it because, he's very athletic. And we talked how we're going to handle it, and we didn't want to, put too much stress on him and overwork him. So we communicate a lot. During basketball season, he makes sure he comes out and throws, and over the summer we work with schedules. So, we don't want to put any pressure on him to choose one or the other.
You hear stories around town about certain coaches at different schools. We want our guys to be focused on our sport year round, and then you hear other coaches. I love to have my guy play other sports. It makes him more athletic. It makes him better at other things. Keeps him well-rounded, balanced. Where do you fall on that?
I definitely want to play in basketball, and it's helped him so much just in his pitching. If you watch him, and a lot of teams try and get bigger leads because he's so tall, but he's got great feet, and that's because he's a good basketball player, and his pickoff move is really good. And if you see him field bunts and just field his position, a lot of that's due to all the stuff he does in basketball.
Are you a good dancer, Kevin?
Absolutely not.
That's too bad.
Hey, man, Tyler, his pickoff move isn't too shabby either. That was what'd you do? You had a runner get on with an error yesterday, I think in the second or third, and that very next, it wasn't, you didn't even have a pitch in between. You just went right to first, inning over. Mm-hmm. So,
we all know lefties are balking on every single pitch. We'll keep that quiet. Tyler, what are you doing next year sports-wise? Do you know yet?
I'm going to play college ball.
Okay.
But yet to decide where.
Is it a junior college or a 4-year thing, or do you know?
Most likely a JC.
Okay.
Go play with Connor?
No.
All right, then. Well, hey, we're gonna take a break here. We got a couple other guys to come into the studio, but this is Independence baseball in the midst of a really good season, getting better all the time, and we appreciate you guys coming in. Coach Chad Shelton. I didn't screw up the first name. I screwed up the last name. Chad Shelton, Kevin Larson, and Tyler Smith. Collect your dollar on the way out the door. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll be right back on BVarsity Live with more.